You know deep in your heart that you have knowledge you want to share with the world. The idea of getting on stage and impacting other people makes you incredibly excited, but also absolutely terrified. How would you even begin to decide what it is that you want to talk about? What if you decide to talk about something and everyone in the room already knows the content better than you do? The imposter syndrome, it's real, right? Fear not though. I've got the strategy for you. Hi, I'm James Eastham. I'm a storytelling technologist who's passionate about tech, but also about helping you influence, impact, and inspire others with your communication. I've spoken at over 30 conferences all over the world in the last couple of years, and believe me, I've had the exact same feelings you do. I still now struggle with imposter syndrome. I still now struggle with worrying about people in the audience who might already know better than me. But that shouldn't mean you don't speak. Every single one of you listening, yep, all of you in there, you've got something valuable to share with the world, a unique set of experiences that has shaped who you are today. And that is valuable, believe me. You've got the ability there to impact, influence, and inspire others. And that's what I want to help you achieve. Now, that doesn't mean there aren't things you need to think about, though. I'm sure many of you are in a position now where you can't even decide what it is that you want to talk about. What is the experience you have that is worth sharing with others? And that's what you're going to walk away from this video knowing. Have you ever heard a talk where you feel like the speaker doesn't actually care about what they are talking about, or that you feel like actually they're just there because their company told them to be there and they don't really know the subject matter all that well? With all the hype around AI at the moment, I'm sure you've probably heard some of these kinds of talks. Either someone doesn't have the experience or their company has just told them to be there. And tech constantly has these waves of hype: cryptocurrency, blockchain, AI. And in the future, there's going to be something else. And whilst jumping on these bandwagons is fun and interesting, and believe me, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, when it comes to giving a conference talk, you can easily fall into the trap of giving a talk just because you think the industry thinks it's cool. So, what's the alternative? When you are thinking about what to talk about, you should think about the cross section of your personal passions and your personal experiences. And if you could pull in a little bit about your personal hobbies as well, then fantastic. Let me give you an example from my own career and my own talks and my own content. If you've seen any of my talks, you'll know there's a pretty consistent theme throughout all of them. There's serverless, there's event-driven architecture, there's general software architecture. That's something I'm incredibly passionate about from a technology perspective. I've also built several serverless event-driven systems, from small startups to a system with 300,000 active users. There's the experience. And finally, I also love pizza, which is the overarching narrative for almost every piece of content and every talk that I do. It's a back end for a pizza restaurant. That adds a personal touch to all of my content, but it also means that I get to talk more about, think about, look at, think, dream about pizza. Sorry, back to it. Got distracted by pizza then. Now, what does that mean for you though? It's all well and good the things that I've done. How does that help you? And I'm sure you might be listening to this and maybe you haven't worked on a system that's scaled to 300,000 users, or maybe the thing that you're passionate about isn't something that you have direct experience in. And that's okay as well, believe me. Admitting that you're brand new to something on stage, in my opinion, puts you in a perfect position to connect with other people who might also be new to the technology in question. The way I explain event-driven architecture is going to be very different to the way you might explain event-driven architecture. And that's incredibly useful to somebody. Remember, every single one of you has something valuable to share with the world. You will connect with people I can't, and equally, I'll connect with people you can, and that's okay. The trick when you're starting to think about what to talk about is to brainstorm ideas in that cross section of passion, experience, and hobby. I know of people who've built a Taylor Swift chatbot to demonstrate AI ML technologies. I know of people who've built apps to track their gym workouts, even though there's 1,001 apps on every app store to track gym workouts. It's a way to learn a new service. And that's what I recommend you go away and do. Go on, you can do it right now before you go and watch another video. Grab a pen and paper, open up a virtual notepad on whatever note-taking app you're using, and start listing areas of technology you're passionate about. Make a big long list. It might be serverless, it might be networking if you're into that, it might be generative AI, it might be resilient systems. Then, alongside that, make a list of all your experiences, the systems you've worked on, the things you've actually built, the concepts you've implemented, concepts you understand. And if you want to add a personal flavor, list all your hobbies as well. And then look for the cross section between all of them things. And that's the place to start. Now, you might end up in a scenario when you do this where there's something you're passionate about that you don't have direct experience in. But that doesn't mean that you can't give a talk about it. Maybe your experience is building a backend for a pizza restaurant, like I've just talked about. And maybe you're passionate about AI and ML and how AI can better improve software. So you could give a talk on adding a recommendation engine to the pizza restaurant backend. There you're taking the experience, a thing you've got knowledge in, a domain you know about, and adding an additional microservice that implements your passion. You can go where you can actually go and build that, and then you've got the place to start your talk. Sometimes you might need to get a little bit creative. You might need to go and actually build something on your own in your own time to talk about. And if the experience you have is with a company that you can't talk about publicly, wrap that in some kind of fictional company. All the things I talk about with plant-based pizza and the pizza restaurant are grounded in things that I've actually built, just wrapped up in this fictional narrative company to allow me to take the narrative in directions that I want to. And that's the place to start. So once you've got that list, you've got your experiences, you've got your passions, you've got your hobbies, what do you do next? In the next video in the series, you're going to learn about how you can actually start planning. And there's a link in the description below for a free download of a PDF that will give you the 5 most important things you should care about when you're planning a conference talk. So go away, grab that link, and I will see you all in the next video.